Hello, YouTube. How's it going today? What did you do? Are you guys watching the IIHF World Women's Hockey Championship? I was just watching some of the games today, and it looks like Japan is most likely going to be relegated down to the bottom tier, or not the bottom tier, like the next tournament down from the top level tournament, and that makes me sad because I'm a big Japan fan, and I'm pretty sure that the lower level tournaments aren't televised. So yeah, I'm sad. But is anyone else watching it? It's been really fun so far. I see I have a couple friends. Lori's here and Gary. Gary licked the stream first, apparently. Thank you, Gary. Hey, Monica and Anastasia. Hi, friend. So I was gonna do this video on Wednesday, and then I just didn't have a great day at work, and I didn't want to do a video, so I just canceled it. I'm sorry about that, but I'm ready to go for a stream today, and we've done several streams on Russell Brunson, very famous business coach. He has something called ClickFunnels that we've talked about a few times, several times on this channel. I have a lot of Russell Brunson videos. If you're interested, you can search. This is on his channel, Russell Brunson from 11 days ago. And he's sitting down with Aileen Wilder, who made $1 million in one day, not once, but twice. And you can see he has a big ass following, over 300,000 subscribers. And I didn't look at this. Let's see. Thank you so much. Oh, yeah, that was Aileen saying, thank you so much for having me, Russell. I could watch these case studies 24/7. No more selling low tickets from now on. Thank you so much for this video. I'm going to focus on high ticket offers so I can make millions to keep honoring God while helping Rwandan orphans. So what we've seen so far, just scrolling through these comments, is that people think that they actually are able to make $1 million in a day. Like Monica just said, you can't guarantee making $1 million in a day. And of course, Aileen's success is incredibly motivating for the brand new business owner, business coach, digital marketing extraordinaire. It's going to be inspiring because you're going to listen to her story, you're going to see how relatable she is, and you're going to think that you too can also make $1 million in one day. And a lot of the stuff I'm going to say here I've learned through watching our friend Danielle Ryan. So if I remember something specifically that I learned from her, then I'll cite it verbally, but just know that majority of what I've learned about these coaches is from Danielle. He made the money by people paying him, not because of any special secret. Exactly. Okay, I'm ready to go.
The epiphany goes off in your mind when you do $1 million in a day. You think to yourself, what have I been doing with all the other days of my life?
Today I'm here with one of my close friends, Aileen Wilder, and she's done not once but twice now, which is making $1 million in a day.
Because the clients, they just want the end result. So they don't care if it's 6,000, 30,000. They're like, can you help me? As soon as we did that, 34 people came right in, and that was it. I kept increasing my conviction, is what I call it, almost every couple phone calls. So I would be like, telling the same package I was for $297 at $6K within a couple weeks. Yeah, high ticket makes it go faster. Not selling one to one, but selling one to many will also make it go faster. So now it's like I'm having one sales conversation, but I'm having it with 20, 40, 100, 200 people. Somebody paying me for knowledge. That was
There's a lot here. I wanted to let it play for a second before I talked. So she said that she sold the package she started selling, the coaching package, the business building package that she was selling for $297 for $6,000. And she didn't increase the price, she increased the conviction. And this is something that Danielle Ryan has told us in countless of her videos, that the pricing for these business coaching programs, it's not about the actual value you're providing. It's not about the effort that you put in to make a really high value product for your clients. It's about how much you think you're worth, how much money you're hoping to make. And then she's literally going to tell us you work backwards from there. And so you want to make $1 million in a day. The secret is literally just share your product, share your opportunity with as many prospects as possible and price it at a certain amount. And then you know exactly how many people you close. And then that's the secret. Maybe I shouldn't have told you guys 1 minute in, but we're going to hear her talk about how pricing is not about the value. It's about how much money you want to make, how much effort you want to put in into selling, prospecting to potential clients. It's nothing about what we can actually do for the people. And I just wonder where the ethics is. Why do we think that we can sell something for 50? Russell Brunson, he has a coaching program for $250,000. In what universe is one person's time for however long worth $250,000? Why do we have such an inflated sense of ego that we think we are able to charge that much? Because no one is able to charge that much. No one should be charging that much for programs that are mostly mindset, that are based on some secretive method that will get us success. When all of them teach the exact same thing, and they got rich not because of their business acumen or their sales skills, but because they teach other people how to create high ticket offers and open their own coaching businesses where they can coach other people on how to create high ticket offers and open their own coaching business, and so on. If you really made $1 million, then tell people for free. Why charge? What's in it for you? Why start giving the secrets? Exactly. Red flag, Anastasia. Exactly. Charge an insane amount for your supposed advice, and voila, you made the $1 million. It's not that hard to understand. Yeah. You didn't make $1 million because you're talented, because you're good at business. You made it because you're promising other people an unsustainable, unachievable promise.
When I got first started in this business, people that talk about numbers like that wasn't a thing that we even shot towards or tried. And I remember the very first person in this industry was a guy named John Reese. He made $1 million in a day. And I remember I was like a 22 or 23-year-old kid when I heard that. And for me, it was like somebody had broken the 4-minute mile. You guys have heard the story about Roger Bannister, and like everyone says it's impossible to break the 4-minute mile. Then Roger Bannister broke it, and then like 20 days later, someone else broke it. And now it's been like 2,000 or 3,000 people have broken it since then. And I remember for me, when John Reese broke the $1 million day, it's like that's what gave me belief that it was possible. And so my goal with this video is Eileen's here. She's done it not once now, but twice. And just a few years ago, you were new to this whole world. This is like not something. This is not.
John Reese, whoever that is. Let's Google him. Just on my other screen here, John Reese. $1 million day. How John Reese planned out the day he made $1 million. Ooh. Alpha Lifestyle Academy. Huh? Alpha Lifecycle Academy. Ew, that sounds terrible. Okay, sorry, we don't need to do that. But maybe we can look into John Reese later, because I just Googled John Reese $1 million day, and there's YouTube channels on a bunch of YouTube videos on Alpha Lifestyle Academy, Masters Big Ideas, The Come Up Show, Tony Robbins, and John Reese, $1 million in a day. However, just because John Reese whoever this is, was able to achieve $1 million, just because Eileen Wilder was able to achieve that, doesn't mean that your average person who does not have a big following, does not have a huge following, a huge basis of people to draw on to sell their products to, they're not going to be able to achieve that. They're not. Oh, you've seen her on someone else's channel? Interesting. Alpha. Yikes. For sure. It's amazing to me how serious they take themselves. The acting they're doing here to seem legit. The fake enthusiasm is cringe, for sure. For sure. Hi, Neil. How's it going? And enjoy the laundromat. How's it going? Is it busy there? I've always wondered, like, can you leave your clothes in the laundromat and then leave, or do you have to stay? Because I feel like if you come back late to get your clothes, someone might get mad and like take your clothes out on the floor. I've always wondered that. Okay, let's keep going.
Like she's been doing this for 40 years now. She's finally got to the point, like, this is something that's newer for you. And so my goal is for everyone who's watching this, that I want this to be the formative
And she's also new, apparently. It's been 4 years, and she achieved $1 million in one day.
mile. I want you guys setting this as like a goal and intention, not like, oh, this is impossible, it's never going to happen. But the reason why it was powerful for me is when John Reese did, I was like, I'm going to do that. I got to figure out a way to do it. And so my goal for you guys is to hear this and then like set that as an intention and go like, I got to figure out how to reverse engineer and actually do that. So that said, Eileen, thanks for coming to hang out with me today. I'm excited.
Fun.
Would you like, I want to tie like people timeline. Like, when did you transition into like, you're going to become a speaker?
Yeah.
These kind of things. How long ago was that?
About 4 years ago.
Yeah, Monica, when I used the laundromat, I stayed, never left my clothes unattended. I was just thinking about in the times I lived in apartment buildings with shared laundry, I would just set a timer on my phone and go upstairs and like hang out, do whatever, and then just make sure I got down in time. Because I do remember people would get mad and like would leave notes on the machine saying like, you need to come down and get your stuff. We're all waiting. Yeah. But I've never used a laundromat before. Sorry, we're off topic. Nothing wrong with reverse engineering a goal, but in this context, it's unethical and it's strange. It's strange. I don't like it. No, I've never used a laundromat before. That's why I was asking. Okay, so you're allowed to leave, but you have to come back in a timely fashion. Very, very fair. That makes sense.
I came to your event, and up until that time, I actually was in nonprofit ministry. So I was a pastor for 18 years. But a friend of mine said, you have to come to Funnel Hacking Live. And I was like, what's that? And she's like, it's a marketing event. I was like, cool, what's marketing? I didn't understand anything about sales or really like the internet. I had just been a preacher and a pastor and been speaking all over the world. But we weren't making a lot of money in the nonprofit ministry. So we sat in the back of your event and started hearing about things like offers or like, I don't know, you just were using new words like contribution and teaching and treating and online. And my eyes just felt like, and then you had a bunch of people come up and they get awards for doing $1 million and do.
So she has not had, prior to this, she was a nonprofit preacher. So she didn't have experience in marketing and sales. She didn't understand social media. Apparently, she also didn't understand the internet. And someone asked her to come to Funnel Hacking Live, which is one of Russell's big events. And she had no idea what was going on. She didn't know anything. And her eyes, she's going to go into explaining how her eyes are just so wide and she's taking it all in. She's going to say later it was like a concert. And that's a big similarity between the Business Guru conferences and then Business Guru conferences with MLM conferences. It's not your normal average employer conference, because at conferences I've been to for work, no one is crying. There are no like light shows. There's no bands. There's no dancers. People talk. People give presentations. Maybe there's breakout sessions. You have food that's provided to you for free, and then you get to go home. Oh, laundromat that had beer and pinball machines. Nice. That sounds so fun. Hi, Tori. Nice to see you. What kind of experience does she have giving business advice? What kind of coach is she? Would have made sense to look that up. Let's just skim through this. This can be a different video for sure. I just Googled Alina Wilder. The world needs what you have to offer. A scene with funnel hacking. She's a high-ticket sales expert and a virtual events coach. She has business brands such as Confident Closer, Virtual Event Series, 2 Kit. I bet you this is teaching us how to get to Russell's 2 Club Award in ClickFunnels. I bet you. Let's click Learn More and see if I'm right. Are you going to tell me? No, okay. That's okay. Let's go back. It's full of resources. Okay. The Confident Closer podcast. Get into a community where entrepreneurs, speakers, and coaches transform dreams into a reality. Are we on the about already? Oh, there's more here. Our tribe. No thanks. New here. Are you new here to Eileen Wilder? Okay, it's not a very good website. It's not a good website. I started my journey to entrepreneurship as a pastor and writer, garnering the attention of media outlets like Life Today and Hillsong Channel with inspirational and practical messages. So, Hinks Hillsong, how many subscribers does Hillsong have? I feel like I've heard that before because she was portraying herself to be someone who doesn't understand the internet, who had no business background. Okay, Hillsong's not that big. Okay. Hillsong Worship, if it's Hillsong Worship, 9.4 million subscribers. Hillsong Church, 606,000 subscribers. Anyway, so yeah, that's Eileen. Maybe another video can be talking more about her, but good questions, good questions. I used to use a laundromat before I bought my house. I'm grateful that I had it when I did, as long as I did, but I am definitely grateful I can do laundry at home now, for sure. For sure. Oh, no, Neil, sometimes it's full, so you have like, you bring all your laundry to the laundromat and then it's full? Oh, I'd be so sad. That sucks. It'd be cool if you had friends there who went at the same time as you and you could hang out. Word salad and BS. I see pages like this, I run the other way. Exactly. Okay, let's keep going.
Doing even more than that. And I was just like, what is happening right now? I am so confused, but this is amazing. It was like a rock concert, but it felt like Disney World, but we're like making millions of dollars. And I was like, whatever this is, I would love this, please. So
you learn about it, and then it's interesting because I have a lot of people come into our world who go to bed and they go back home and nothing ever happens.
Yes.
But for you, like, you went and took action very quickly.
Yeah.
I know you made a video that was a little janky.
Yeah,
I'd love to hear that part of the
yes,
story. I
yes.
think it's fascinating.
Yeah, well, you got up.
So she went to this event and it was exhilarating and exciting. She saw people getting attention for making $1 million and she just had to do it herself. And she is so different than other people because she went to Russell's event, was inspired, and then made sure she went home and took action. So if you go to Russell's event based off the promise that so you go to Russell's event based off the promise that if you do what he says, you're going to make $1 million, and you don't, it's because you didn't take proper action after the event and you assume that you could just go and by virtue of being at the event, you're magically going to make $1 million. So it's our fault if we follow Russell's instructions carefully and closely if we don't make the money that he promised us. Hey, Coconuts. Nice to see you. Thanks for joining. Went to the event and thought, how can I scam people? Yep, for sure.
And you were like, listen, guys, this is what you need to do. You need to like make an offer. And I was like, sweet, what is an offer? And then you like mapped it out and you're like, it's like packaging up your expertise and your knowledge of this thing. I was like, that sounds insane. I still didn't know how to do that or what that looked like exactly, but I was so excited from the event. And you were like, you can do this. And I was like, I can do this. I just like, this is what I just believed, and went home and made a janky video in my 2-bedroom apartment. I turned the camera, my iPhone, so you couldn't see like my bed and
It's like in your actual bedroom.
oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, like I still have it and it's so bad. And it's just 2 minutes long, but I'm like, it's my first attempt at like, hey guys, if you'd be interested in this thing, and I'm super awkward and you know, it was a terrible video. But I put it out on social media. I was like just messaging friends.
She made it in her 2-bedroom apartment, in her bedroom. Okay, lots of people would love to have a 2-bedroom apartment. You can have a beautiful, huge luxury 2-bedroom apartments. You can have a bedroom the size of someone's studio apartment. You are not relatable or interesting because you had a 2-bedroom apartment. Because you can spend thousands and thousands of dollars a month on a 2-bedroom apartment. And I don't like the self-deprecation of her first ever video being so bad and so terrible. And not everyone is good on camera right away. Heck, I'm still extremely awkward on camera, but I would not go back to my very first stream or my very first video and say, oh, I sucked. I was so bad. No, I'd say something like, I was not very comfortable on camera. I was new. I didn't know how to act. I didn't know where to put my hands, but I did my best. Right? But she's just, what am I trying to say? she is reducing the success of that first video to make it seem like, oh, well, you are also awkward. You think you wouldn't be able to do well on video on camera and put it on social media. But look, my video was awful. It was so bad. It was so awkward. So that means you can do it too. Just do it. Just put it out on social media and it doesn't matter. I don't know. I did not explain that point very well. Sorry. She is desiring something she does not have for sure. We went there while moving and until we bought our own. Loved it. Okay, sorry. What did Neil say before? Oh, I understand. I understand. Like you went to the laundromat when you were moving, and then when you moved, you bought your own laundry machine. Gotcha. Yeah, not very becoming behavior for a pastor. Exactly, coconuts, exactly.
And sure enough, like people were showing interest, and then I got on the phone with them and I started selling, making money.
So the very first time you sold somebody something,
yeah.
how was that? Because I'm sure you never.
No, I'd never what the big thing for me was somebody paying me for knowledge that was in my head.
Yeah.
That was like, I mean, I tried to, when someone said yes, I remember I sold it for $297. I tried to act like so cool. I was like, it's only $297. And they were like, I'm in. I was like, I mean, I was like, are you sure? Because it's in my head. Yeah, exactly. But that process was just.
Are you sure? Because it's in my head. We have heard from Danielle that oftentimes people in this industry will sell an offer before they actually create it. And then once they get some people buying their offer, then they will sit down and plan out their course. So did you even have your course before you sold it for $297? Yes, but what did she sell? What knowledge? Again, from Danielle Ryan, we've learned that in the coaching industry, they believe that every single person has the knowledge, has some kind of knowledge that they can package up and sell to people. And that's fine. I've talked about this before. If you have had some level of success, say with an Etsy shop or Danielle's course, where she's talked about having a course for small business owner, people who want to open a small business in Canada, and it walks you through step by step each thing you have to do to open up your small business. But in that course, I'm assuming Danielle is not promising each small business owner massive, brilliant success. It's like, hey, this is what I did to start my small business. How come these business coaches can't say, hey, I found some level of success with my Etsy shop. This is what I did. It may or may not work for you. We're all different people. We all have different skills. It's based on your personality, the time you have to commit to it, the amount, like the background you have in marketing and sales and graphic design. And I'm going to price it for at a really reasonable price. So your average person looking to open an Etsy shop can actually afford it. Yes. Hillside. Oh, it's Hillside. Was it Hillside or Hillsong? Hillsong. Is it Hillsong that is problematic or Hillside? Either way, let me know. Hi, Lisa. Nice to see you. Thanks for joining. Hey, Kusa. Kusa? Lisa. I got what you meant. No worries. That's funny. It might be for some, but not the extent you were trying to portray, and not at that price tag either. Exactly. And not everyone has knowledge that they can sell. Me, even for a reasonable price, I do not have knowledge. I don't have an area where I am so smart in that I can sell a course in. I do not. Not everybody does.
Just transformative for me, because it was the very beginning of seeing that other people pay other people for tips, training, knowledge, expertise, shortcut the process for them. And I was like, just started making sense for them and for me. And I got excited and I.
What are you selling? I think Lori asked and Monica asked, what are you selling? What are you selling? What did she actually say she's selling? She's a high ticket sales expert and a virtual events coach. So she has a high ticket offer where she teaches others how to create a high ticket offer. So you make money teaching others. You make money through a coaching program, teaching others how to make money through a coaching program, so on and so on and so forth. Oh, Hillsong is sketchy. I know nothing about Hillsong. She sells BS. Yes, Monica. Agreed. Agreed.
I just kept going on the phone, kind of selling those offers and increasing the price. And
Yeah.
that's when
So we'll talk about the pricing because I'm a big math, like reverse
Yeah.
engineer math. So I remember one day sitting down when I was trying to figure out how am I gonna make $1 million.
Yep.
My first goal is $1 million in a year. I didn't set it
Yeah.
for a day. How do I do that? So I reverse engineered. I
Yeah.
remember I was like, $1 million divided by 365. And the number, I don't know, do you know this number off the top of your head? This is my favorite number.
Okay.
$2,739.73 a day, every day for a year is $1 million. So I was like, okay, $2,739.73.
Wow. Okay.
Like, how do I make $2,700 a day, basically?
Great.
And so I remember back then, you probably heard my story. I made a potato gun DVD. I started selling that. I was making like
Yep.
$20 a day on that. So like, okay, I've got one thing making $20 a day. Now I got to think another thing. So I started creating all these different funnels trying to, and so eventually I had like 10 different businesses all making $10, like $30, and then like trying to get to that number.
Interesting.
And it was hard though, because I'm juggling now 20 different offers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So you went the opposite way. You took 200, your offer was 297, and then and so the math is like at 297, you have to sell 10 a day every single day for a year to make $1 million.
Okay. Good.
But you didn't do that. So how did you?
Okay. So
start
so my
increasing it?
friend Jackie, who it would
It's all about reverse engineering, right? Because he wanted to make $1 million in a year, so he had to make a certain amount of money every day. So all of his businesses had to make a certain amount of money to get to that $1 million in a year. However, I'm assuming that's not profit; it's revenue. It's before you. What am I trying to say? Sorry. Before you pay your taxes, before you pay your employees, before you pay your rent for your building materials, all that stuff. So he was talking about $1 million in revenue, but not necessarily $1 million in profit. Fine to reverse engineer if you're an actual small business owner and you're not deceiving people into thinking that you have the one program that is going to change their entire life and they just need to pay you $200,000 for it. That's fine. But you say, I want to make $1 million in a year. I have a $200,000 course, 246. I just need to sell my $200,000 course 5 times, and then I'm going to make $1 million in a year. Right? And so you just have to work enough to sell your $200,000 course 5 times over the course of a year. And chances are someone is going into extreme debt, into extreme financial insecurity in order to buy your extremely high ticket program based off the promise, based off the lie that they too are magically going to make $1 million in a year. It's deceitful. You're deceiving us, Russell and Aline. I don't like it. What is he even saying? They have Fiji water bottles on the table. Look at us, you peasants. Why would you open another business if your first one is only making you $20 a day? That makes no sense. He started off with a potato gun business when he was quite young. So he started when he was in his 20s or late teens or something. So he's probably talking about that. But yeah, good question, Coconuts. Good question. And Monica, do you remember when we watched the Beach Boss influencers videos a long time ago? The first ever one I did on them. You might not have been in that. I don't know. If you were here at this video, let me know. And we were talking about why, if they are saying they went into significant debt in MLM and they failed miserably, why are they expecting us to pay them for their MLM coaching? Did anyone remember that video? It's probably like a year ago. I'd rather hear a pitch from the mafia. At least you know what they were selling. That's funny.
To your event, she was like, listen, there's this thing called high ticket. And I was like, what's that? And she's like, it's not low ticket, it's a high ticket. And high ticket is way better because you can serve the clients at a higher level and like do all this cool stuff and like hire a team and they love it. But you also get a cash infusion. I was like, that sounds great and sounds faster to me.
So that's the problem with people. You buy a $27 ebook from me. I can't, that's like, I can give it to you and then that's kind of it.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. She was like, and then we started studying even deeper, like that in many ways, if people are looking for a fast result, especially if they're trying to change their life or, you know, maybe they're wrestling with something in their health, that they would just prefer to spend high tickets so they can get that result faster.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I can help people quickly. So let's just go that way. And
did you go like 297 and then just jumped it up, or did you kind of incrementally grow it over time?
So I kept increasing my conviction, is what I call it, like almost every couple of phone calls. So I would be like, okay, it's 287, and then I double it, and they'd be like, okay, 600, okay, it's 1200. I kept going like 32. I don't even know how to double the numbers, but like just kept going. until 4 or 6K. I think I stopped right.
Just because you're charging people hundreds of thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars, does not mean that the service is going to be any more high quality. It doesn't mean that the person actually cares about getting you results in a quick manner. That's false. It doesn't mean you're serving them at a higher level. It means that we are interested, like she said, in a quick cash infusion. So we're able to make lots of money very quickly. Lori asked, what's the potato gun story? So let's see. Russell. It's not in this video, Lori. Potato. How do you spell potato? Potato gun. Okay. Because the first ever Russell Brunson video we did on this channel, we talked about his website, and there was a whole part on his potato gun business. I'm just trying to find it quick. Okay, found it, Lori, found it for you. Okay, share this tab instead. In 2005, Russell created another product selling how to create a potato gun DVDs. This was a simple instructional course where buyers had an option to purchase his potato gun kit, which included all the needed supplies as an upsell. These initial products launched Russell into the world of internet marketing, where he quickly became one of the top marketing minds in the world. With a year of graduating college, he'd make his first $1 million selling his products. So, he had a how to make a potato gun course. That's a quick summary of that. That is pretty, I think Gary said it earlier, cringy. Very cringy. Oh, tacky. Gary didn't say tacky. He said Gary said tacky, not cringy. There you go. Unless they're building a house or fixing a car or something like that, then I'm not willing to pay someone for something they know. Otherwise, I can probably find it on YouTube for free. Exactly, for sure. Rather join Julie on her high altitude potato. Oh, that's funny. Okay, let's keep going. And it's so funny. She's like, what's high ticket? Oh, the person said, oh, it's just not low ticket. You charge people more and they get more money. Well, yeah. You're deceiving people at a higher level instead of charging them $1,000, which is still potentially ruinous for someone's financial security. No, instead of doing just $1,000, you're charging them $50,000, which could completely bankrupt someone based off the promise that you are going to bring them immense wealth and financial freedom and time freedom.
There, so I was selling the same package I was for $297 at $6K within a couple weeks. Yeah.
Where's the ethics of that? Within a few weeks, $297 to $6K. Why do you feel comfortable doing that? Why? So make $1 million in a day. The secret is increasing your prices. A potato would surely hurt. It would hurt a lot.
And that was awesome.
That's crazy.
My husband was like, what are you doing? I was like, I don't know, but it's like, it's working, and the clients were loving it, and it was awesome.
So cool. So now you got that part
Yes.
figured out. And then how did you, because
Yeah.
to go in from there to $1
Yep.
million a day, like what was the transition?
Now I'm on the phone all day and I'm getting like tired. And then this is common for people who sell on the phone or if they have a big sales team, it just creates it's like a lot of things and exhaustion. So then I learned first about this from you was selling one to many. So that idea, I was like, oh my gosh. So just like high ticket makes it go faster, not selling one to one, but selling one to many will also make it go faster. So now it's like I'm having one sales conversation, but I'm having it with 20, 40, 100, 200 people one time. And then they all hear it and then they can all buy. So the first time I implemented that, I had a small room. Actually I had like a small little ballroom. No, it was not even a ballroom. It was a very small room with 12 people in it. And I did my presentation one to many and I closed 6.
Half of them bought.
Half of them bought. And that day I did like 108,000 in one day. It's my first 6-figure day. So I was like, and I turned to my husband.
108,000 in a day. And she said 6 people bought. Sorry, some math. $18,000? Did I do that wrong? Times 6. $18,000? And apparently you're new to this. You haven't been in the coaching industry for that long, and you think you have the right, the knowledge, the expertise to sell something for $18,000 when we could truly go to university? And can you do I don't think you could do a whole 4-year degree nowadays with $18,000, but a good chunk of your degree, for $18,000. Hello, Natasha. It's lovely to see you. This is Russell Brunson. He's not just an MLM, although MLMers do use his training. He is more in the business coaching, marketing, digital marketing guru space. And she's saying one to many. Like, it's so revolutionary to give a sales talk to more than one person at once. We do not need to pay you $50,000, however much you charge for your high ticket offers. We do not need to pay you that much money for you to tell us to sell to many people at once. That's obvious. That is not revolutionary. Hi, Jolene. Nice to see you. Thank you for being here. Lost her train of thought, I guess. Her train has left the track. It's like she's mumbling nonsense, and my brain does not compute. Aw.
Husband who was like still Uber driving to support us, and I was like, this is it.
You can quit.
I was like, it's high ticket and it's one to many. It's the fastest path. So we just like quickly figured out how to do the numbers. So
I hope her husband did not quit Uber driving right away after that 100K day. Because if he did, it's like, she might be encouraging other people to do that too. You have one day where you make 6 figures in revenue, not in profit. Then you think, oh, husband, you can quit now. And then the next day you don't make any money, or the next month you make like $100 because no one wants to buy your product. Hi, Julie. It's nice to see you. I'm actually going to let it play for longer than 5 seconds because I feel myself getting annoyed.
you could do $1 million in a day.
That's cool. With this, you said that. I remember my very first 6-figure day was similar. My price point was only $2,000, but I was in a room about 500 people, and same day I spoke, and people ran the back and they bought. There was the same thing. One presentation for 500 people, and I think I did 180,000 in sales. I was just like, I remember because Brent Cole-Peters on my team.
Yeah.
Brent had just started working with me. I met him in college, and it's like he didn't understand this world at all. He was there, and I remember getting off stage, and I was just like, I can't believe we did this. And he's like, you made more in 90 minutes than my parents make in a year, than teachers make in 5 years. Like, you just couldn't fathom that. And I was like,
it's so great
because we're so used to thinking about like trading dollar for time. So like, I make $50 an hour, $100 an hour, and like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
It's like, again, now high ticket, you go from one to one, you make $10,000 an hour, and then go one to many, and it's like the sky's the limit. Okay, so then let's transition now to your very first.
The sky's the limit. Fine, that's great. But why does anyone need to make $1 million in revenue in one day? Why do we always need to want exorbitant amounts of money? Why can't we want an income? Just like MLM, I say this all the time. Why can't we want an income where we can pay our bills, take care of our needs, put aside money for retirement, for emergencies, and still have stuff left over to enjoy our time with our children, with our loved ones, or with our friends? Why can't we just want enough to be comfortable? Why should this be the goal? Why do we need to make $1 million in a day, or 6 figures, 100,000 in a day? That shouldn't even be the goal. Exactly, Monica. What's wrong with being an Uber driver? I got people I can barter with for different things within reason. Oh, cool. Hi, PH Actress. It's lovely to see you. Thank you so much for joining us. Yeah, let's earn our money without scamming and deceiving people. Right, Natasha?
First $1 million day. What did that look like? What was the setup like? What was
Yep.
process?
So one of the cool things was just learning how to make high ticket offers, like learning the skill set of offer creation. So I was like, okay, I can make kind of a $6,000 offer. Like, what would it look like if I made a $30,000 offer? And I think to do $1 million in a day, I think it's like 34 sales at 30K puts you over $1 million. So I was like, okay, I just need to get enough people in the room where I could sell 34 people at this $30,000. So we just kind of reverse engineered how many people would need to be in the room to sell 34. Because when we did that, I learned that even if you're selling at those higher price points, like, it's really just the same thing. Like, it's like, because the clients, they just want the end result. So they don't care if it's 6,000 or 30,000. They're like, can you help me?
would you care if something is 6,000 versus 30,000? And isn't it interesting and funny how she's not worried about providing value? She's not worried about making a course that's valuable, that's affordable for your average person. No, she's like, I want it to be $30,000, meaning that apparently, let's see if her math is mathing. $30,000 times 34, it's over $1 million. So she just wants to sell to 34 people in a day at $30,000. I wonder in that presentation what amount of high level sales tactics were used. High pressure, not high level, high pressure sales tactics. I wonder if it was the narrative was kind of like, if you don't do this, if you don't invest in yourself, your business will fail. I wonder if there is peer pressure. If everyone else is going to buy this ridiculously priced course, are you going to feel weird? Are you going to feel like you have to buy it too? And I would hope you wouldn't spend $30,000 on something just because other people are doing it. But I just wonder what goes on in these sales presentations. And I wonder what kind of tactics do they use to get people past the objection of, hey, this could put me into bankruptcy. Oh, just take out a loan. Oh, just use your credit card. Put it on your credit card and worry about how you're going to deal with all of the crushing debt later. You think so? He's trying to be the next Ed Milet. Maybe.
You're like, yes, I can 100% help you. So as soon as we did that, 34 people came right in and that was it. Like, and then, I mean, it's funny now, numbers start to feel funnier at this point in time, but the epiphany goes off in your mind when you do $1 million in a day. You think to yourself, what have I been doing with like all the other days of my life? What have I been focusing on, or what am I focusing on in my business that isn't collecting people in a room to present an offer like this? Like, it just doesn't make sense, really.
Yeah. So often,
maybe you're focusing on being a nice person on the other days where you're not making $1 million, providing a reasonably priced offer of value that actually provides tangible information and steps for someone to achieve their goals. Maybe we're just being an ethical, decent person in those other days.
for me, we get caught up in all the little, the busy things, or things like, oh, there's this problem, this problem, this and that. And like, I have a very similar situation where like there's probably 4 days a year where I make the majority of my money.
Wow.
And then the other 365, like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I'm doing a lot of stuff, but and that obviously those things all are part of it, is building audiences and stuff like that. But it's like, there are definitely times where it's like, these actions are what makes the most amount of money. Like, how do we engineer and have those more often inside of our business? I'm curious now, for that offer, for the $30,000 offer, how often do you offer that right now? Like, is it certain times? Is it all the time? Is it?
Right now, we're probably offering it once a month, because now we have it like evergreen. So it's just like once a month that we're offering that. And I've learned, because sometimes it stresses people out, like, well, what's the $30,000 offer? And, that sounds like that's going to be so hard to deliver on that. But it's really not. Like, there's so many it's just leverage happens at so many points in business. So it's like, to me, leverage is like, let's just make this offer more often. So let's make this once a month. Once a month. And let's not offer a 12-month or super long program. Let's just like make a $30,000 workshop. So then we just have to deliver it like that. So it's like time compression in every
$30,000 workshop? Really? That's how you get past the objection of it's going to be so hard because it's worth $30,000. So you make someone pay $30K for a workshop. And I had something else I wanted to say, but I don't remember what it was. If I want to make more money, I can always work a little bit at one of my jobs, or go run a few DoorDash or shipped tea orders and get that extra money in an honest fashion, for sure. I'm not sure what shipped tea is. Is that a delivery service? But yeah, great points. Great points.
Yeah.
Facet. Yeah.
It's so cool. It's funny because I'm sure people watching this right now, like, one of the things when I got this role, I thought high ticket was one thing. Like,
right.
In fact, for me, like $5,000, my first guitar, like, that's high ticket. That's the most expensive.
Sure.
So my first offer, it was $5,500. I remember.
That was your first offer?
First high ticket offer
that you bought, or you sold?
That I sold.
Okay.
And I remember that I joined Dan Kenny's mastermind group. I go to the mastermind group, and everyone had a chance to present their business. So I presented mine. I'm like, I have the free DVD. People buy it. We call them on the phone. We sell $5,500 thing.
Yeah.
And I remember Bill Glazer asked me, he's like, well, what do you sell to people who bought the $5,500 offer? I was like, what do you mean? Like, they gave me all their money. Like, that's it. That's the end of the thing. That's what was possible. He said, no, you don't understand. You have a $5,500 buyer there. Like, that person wants to give you more money. And I didn't understand it. Now, to put in perspective, I had paid, I think, $18,000 to be in that mastermind. And then that night of the mastermind, Bill Glazer got up and he presented this documentary they make called The Phenomenon. And for $30,000, you could be interviewed in the Phenomenon. And there's 18 of us in the room, and 9 of the 18 people gave him $30,000. And I was like,
Wow.
I'm an $18,000 buyer. I didn't even understand that. And like, it blew my mind. Like, I remember like,
$30,000 to be interviewed in a documentary? That sounds like a scam. And it's so interesting. Earlier, he said, oh, if you buy his $27 book, he can't really provide you with that much more coaching and guidance. And something I want to do in a little bit, maybe the next video, I don't know if it's boring to have 2 Russell videos in a row, but he has a sales page for a free book. Oh, it's not free though. You have to pay shipping and handling, but a free book where they tell you the secrets to business and how you can be a millionaire in business. And it's just interesting hearing him say that, because providing that free offer, it's not meant just to help someone out, help someone get started on their business journey. It's to get someone's foot in the door, get someone feeling excited about Russell's guidance, and then they're more likely to pay him $50,000, $250,000 to join his elite coaching program. So that's super interesting. Freebies or low priced offers just to get you in the door so they can bankrupt you later on down the road.
My whole world shifted. I was like, I thought $5,000 was the peak, right? And I saw like I had paid 18, which I thought was now the new peak. And then the people with 18, half of them paid 30. And it kept
And it's so interesting how people believe that money is just unlimited for everyone, because you have to be extremely financially well off to spend $18,000 to go to a mastermind and then spend $30,000 to be in a documentary if you're not putting yourself into debt. Because sure, plenty of people probably have that much money in their bank accounts and their savings, but it's directed to a specific line item. Maybe it's your children's education. Maybe it's savings for a down payment on a home, right? And so if you have that much money laying around that's not already connected to a certain line item, you are wealthy. You are well off. And it's just so interesting that they're talking like everyone has this amount of money. And I know they can't actually think like that. I know they don't, because they must know. They probably keep track. They most likely do. The number of people that go on payment plans, the number of people who talk to them about being worried about their debt because of this program, or the amount of people who, before they join, say, oh, I'm worried about the price. I don't really have the money. So they know that people are putting this on credit cards, are maxing out their cards, are just ruining their financial security to join him. I'm being blabby, but I hope you know what I mean. Yes, from nonprofit to give me your monies. Shipt is a grocery delivery service. I'm not sure if it's in Canada. It originally started through Target. It's similar to Instacart or Spark through a Walmart. Cool. I never heard of Shipt before.
kept raising. So I want to, just for those who are still like hard to grasp this, even like some of you guys, it's $30,000. You're like, that's impossible. That's what I make in a year. If you can't fathom it.
Right.
But I want to set this bar even higher. You have a $250,000 offer. And people give you money for $250,000, and the fulfillment's not like you come and work for them for the next 10 years of your life. It's a one-day thing, right? Like talk about just how you have the mentality like, I'm going to try a whole tier above it.
One-day thing for $250,000. Is that what I heard? I'm going to see if I can find that while it's...
Well, you know, it's so cool.
Sorry, I should not have clicked play while I'm talking. I'm going to see if I can find that while she's talking. There you go.
Well, it's like the more you raise your prices, the easier everything becomes. Like the client is more amazing than you've ever thought possible. The work is less than you ever imagined possible. And just the entire experience feels effortless. So when I grasp the fact that people will pay whatever it is, like that you could possibly imagine, as long as you can get them the result. So if I can make someone $1 million, and you've made like 40 million bajillion millionaires, like if I could help someone else make $1 million, they would gladly trade me $250K for that $1 million. So that's the thing. It's like, I'm not going to work 10 years. It's like, I can help you get this result in one day, like you can. So it's like, let's just, hey, this would be more fun if we just like didn't talk for 12 months, but we just like hung out for one day. You know what I mean? It's like, that sounds way more fun. It doesn't even require a lot of logic. You're just like, yep, I could totally help you make $1 million. So I'll take your 250 and I'll trade you $1 million.
Mhm.
And then they often get more than $1 million. So I think it's
That is such a guarantee. Like, I'll take your 250, I'll trade you $1 million. She said people are willing to spend whatever it takes, whatever's required, if you can promise $1 million. Well, what happens if someone bankrupts themselves and ruins their financial future to give you that 250K, and then they're not making $1 million like you promised? Is it going to be their fault, or are you going to take responsibility? And perhaps you're not providing the amount of value, the amount of tangible tips and business lessons that you claim you are, or that you should be. No, you're going to say it's our fault. You're going to say that we need more coaching from you. Julie Anderson has said this before about MLM coaching. Monica, you would know this, when she said that when she would coach people for CrossFit or marathons or something, the goal that she had is always that people would not need her coaching anymore, and that they would eventually be ready for their big fitness event and they could move on from her, right? But in MLM coaching, you always need more coaching, you always need more guidance. Just like with Aline, you could give her $250,000, but if you didn't get the results that you want, you just need to give her more money and you just need more of her training. I hate it. I'd rather grab some money I would have spent on her. Yes, and use it for a financial or business professional. Yes. Yes. Exactly. $250,000. Buy a fucking house with that. If we actually have that amount of money, if we're actually that wealthy, buy a house. And what would the payment plan look like for that high amount of money? Like, that would take 10 years to pay off, if not way more. Like, the people are probably indebted to her for decades. I'm just guessing. That's in my opinion. I don't actually know. I don't get to use it personally much, but when I can afford/need to use it for my groceries and supplies, I love it. Oh, that's nice. There's no certification or graduation. They make it so that you stay with them forever. Exactly. I hate it so much.
just the exchange of value and how, and not to be afraid. I forget what Dan Kennedy calls it, but it's like price elasticity, and he also talks price cowardice. He also talks about being cowardly. And so it's just not being afraid to raise your prices and even put more value on the work that you're providing people, and not be afraid of that.
Yeah. It is fascinating too. Like, I look at, we have
Dan Kennedy. Who's Dan Kennedy? Dan Kennedy said price cowardice. Price cowardice. Okay, let's not do that. I want to see if he has a website. Magnetic Marketing, Dan Kennedy Events and Speaking. Is this him? Click the button below and enter your primary email address. No, thank you. Start your journey. Subscribe to the podcast. Get the No BS letter. Magnetic Marketing Challenge. How much is this, bro? If I click this, are you going to tell me how much it is? Probably not. Oh, why is Russell here? Why is Russell here? I'm so confused. I want to know how much this costs. Okay, we'll look into this. Maybe this can be the next video. Why is Russell there if it's Dan Kennedy's page? That's confusing. There's never prices. You can never just see a price easily. You always have to email for a price. If I'm going to spend $30K in a workshop, I'm going to have one built in my backyard. That's funny. People seem to equate high prices with high quality, but this isn't always the case. Exactly. And she said, oh, if you do high ticket sales, then you're going to be able to provide higher value to your clients. No, it just means they're going to go bankrupt. It doesn't mean that you actually care about the service you're providing, because like she said, you don't need to work with me for a year. It's just a 1 or 2 day event. So people are spending $30,000, $250,000, and they're not even getting that much guidance from you.
Programs every step along the way. And like the people that sign up for a free trial or for a, $27 offer or even a
Right.
free book typically are harder clients than the person who spent $50,000, $150,000, $250,000, which is interesting.
Why do you think that is, Russell? It's because people who spend $50,000 are scared for their financial well-being because they put in all their money to your bullshit coaching program and they're afraid of losing more money. So just think, use some critical thinking. Heather, because of what you do, are you flooded with ads or emails with MLM-like offers? Yes. That's where I find all of my ideas for these business coaching programs. I just scroll through Facebook for a while and I screenshot the business coaching posts. And they're always funny and awkward. Like yesterday, I screenshotted 4, and then pretty much I screenshot a few every day. And then when I'm thinking of another businessy one that I want to do, I'll just scroll through my screenshots and I find something that's interesting. Like there was a Mind Valley Manifesting Summit on March 17th, 2024. Oh, with the lady that Danielle did a video on, Reagan Hillier. Yeah, but good question. And yes, I do all the time.
Yep.
And so by even looking and starting with high ticket, you bypass a lot of the stress and
100%.
headaches and things like that, right?
100%.
The client or the person is willing or able to write you a $30,000 check.
Yep.
They're a different caliber than
Yep.
someone who's not. So it's like they're not as needy. They're not as like they've gone through the personal development to get to the point where they can write a
Yes.
check at that point. So you don't have to do a lot of the heavy lifting of like, where someone bought a book for $7 off a free plus shipping offer, and I'm trying to help them understand like, no, you actually can build a funnel.
Yeah.
It's not that hard, or you
Yes.
can share your story, and and it's interesting.
Your high ticket clients are the best.
Yeah.
The best. You actually enjoy it. I mean, you're like, really, let's hang out. Like there's so much fun. High ticket clients. Yeah.
So there you go. So you 4 years ago got started.
Yes.
You launched a $297 high ticket offer, and then another one, $2 billion days,
Yes.
$250,000 offers.
Yes.
Like, what's next for you? Where are we going from here?
Well, my goal is to scale to $100 million. So that's my goal, but while working less than part-time. So I love leverage. I love space. I love time. I love high ticket. And I love selling one to many because it enables you to hit whatever it is.
Yes, obviously. Because they are funding your apparently extravagant, brilliant lifestyle, right? Nothing you say is interesting. Nothing you say is groundbreaking. I just hit my mic. So far on my channel, I've only done public content, but I feel like the best content would be private. I think depending on what it would be, on who it is, I may consider it. But so far, I have not done any kinds of those videos before. Like I wouldn't do Tony Robbins because he blocks everyone's videos on him. Your goal is to scare more people with your BS. 30,000 people would pay for, or $30,000 would pay for half of my house. Yes. If you have $30,000, put it away for retirement or for buying a home. Yes.
Is that, your goal is, but still have so much freedom of time and family and fun. So that's my goal.
So cool.
Yeah.
If anyone wants to watch you as you're doing this goal, where's the best place for them to go?
Oh,
Follow you on the journey.
Yeah. Speakingschool.com. I have a free toolkit where you can learn all this.
Sorry. Speakingschool.com. Sorry, friends. It's loading. It's taking a minute. Okay, let's let her finish and then we'll look at speakingschool.com.
Stuff that I'm talking about. High ticket offers, self-esteem. She's so cool. So yeah, speakingschool.com.
Thanks, Eileen, for hanging out with us today.
Yeah.
And you guys can do it. If Eileen can do $1 million a day twice, and if I can have 6, you guys can do this. The biggest key is just like believing it's actually possible for you. And at first, your abilities might
just manifest $1 million in a day. Just believe it, and then it will magically come true through osmosis.
not be there yet, which is why it's like you have to start on this process, start on this path. Like Eileen had to sell 297.
Bye, Anesthesia. Thank you for joining.
another offer before she
Yeah,
felt
100%.
capable to do the next one and the next one. But it's just like getting on the process and the path. And as you do it, your skill set will increase. Your capacity will get bigger. You get better and better. And honestly, the sky's the limit. So thank you for being such a cool example of all that. And set a goal for everybody else to go and hit their $1 million day as well.
We are not going to hit $1 million day. And you know it, sir. You know it. Okay. Speaking school. Oh, go away. Share this tab. Share this tab. Thank you. So this is speakingschool.com. Try Speaking School today for only $1. Get $6,000 worth of Elite Speaker Series secrets for free. Thank you, Page Actress. Lick the stream if you like it. In fact, they speak everywhere all the time. Who speaks? Oh, what does every entrepreneur and business owner have in common? They all speak. You can get your message out with confidence. We're not going to look at all of this because this is a whole video on its own. Craft your signature message workshop, the Wild and Free Business Secret Toolkit, the Irresistible Product Generator, my bonus, my Get Booked on Stages script. I want to become a powerful speaker today, just for $1. Oh, we did a video with him. It was Grow Your Downline by, I don't remember. It's with Steve. I don't remember. It was a long time ago, but he has a company called The Capitalist Pig. It was interesting. And then, yeah, there's Russell. There's Dean Graziosi. Is that Grant? It looks like Grant. I'm not sure. I don't think it is Grant Cardone. And then there's Brandon Bouchard. Our speaking school students are crushing it. But my question is, what happens after the $1 free trial thing ends? How much is it worth? Let me ask you a question. When you hear or see an incredible speaker, do you feel it in your soul? Does it make you feel like you want to go all in, even though you may not be entirely sure what you're getting all in on yet? Okay. Okay, this is so much. This is so much. We should look at this, though. Secrets, of course, there's always secrets. Yeah, we'll look at this because this is a lot and it's going to take a long time to get through. Don't take my words for it. Here's what more of our favorite speakers have to say about working with us. Cool. So what's the catch? Like I said in the beginning, I'm giving you this insane gift as a bribe to test drive Speaking School. Why would I do this? It's my way of saying thank you for being a dedicated customer. No, it's your way of getting us in your funnel, so we will feel like we have to give you hundreds of thousands of dollars for your amazing life-changing coaching. We'll do a video on this. Let me just put it in my phone. So I remember. I'm just going to do videos. We have Dan Kennedy from this video in my phone, and then speakingschool.com. Okay, yeah, it's coming. We'll do a whole video on this. Stop screen. So that's all I have. I missed some comments. Lick the stream. You would run in the opposite direction. Same. So what did we learn, friends? Oh my gosh, I would love a collab with Danielle. That'd be a dream come true. She's so smart. That would be my favorite. Okay, what did we learn? We learned in order for us to make $1 million a day with our coaching business, our high ticket offers, we need to just reverse engineer it and base it off of the amount that we want to charge for our program and make sure we have enough people in the room to get ourselves to the $1 million based on the price. We know that we have to continually increase our prices, even if it's the same offer. We have to feel in our bones that if we are charging people more for our offer, that we are providing them more value and that people are willing to part with their money, pay however much is necessary. If you can promise them $1 million, so they do a tradesies. They trade. She takes your $250K and then and then she gives you $1 million back. So she guarantees that you can make $1 million if you just give her $250,000. And she said she made $1 million in sales in one day, but that doesn't mean it's $1 million in your pocket, because majority of those people probably could not afford to just hand over $30,000 to you in one go. They're probably on a payment plan. So how much did you actually make in that day, in that one day? Probably not $1 million. Probably not. Yes, we have to manifest. Like Russell told us at the very end of the video, just believe in yourself and you can make $1 million in one day. Did I miss anything? I don't think I did. I think I got it all. I'm frustrated with this. It was a good video. It was a good topic, but I'm annoyed. I agree. It would be so fun. Money will come from the quantum black hole in the universe. It's like a wormhole will open and spit out money just for you. Just believe. Just believe. Okay, that's all I have for today. This was very, very fun. Thank you to all these people who were chatting and hanging out, and anyone who will watch later on the replay. I'll see you guys hopefully on Wednesday, unless I have another hard day at work and I just want to chill out. Maybe Wednesday, but for sure next Sunday. And hope you guys have a great evening, and I will see you next time. Bye.